All right, man, let's have a talk, man to man. You have some goal, right? Maybe you're trying to start a business. Maybe you're trying to get better in the gym, get in better shape, maybe have a better diet, maybe attract better quality women. There's something that you're trying to achieve. And I'm going to tell you the one thing that is preventing you from getting there. And until you understand this, it's wraps, bro. Like it's cooked. Like I wouldn't even pursue it. You have way too much anxiety. Like way too much. Like you care about everything, bro. Really think about it. Like I have realized that I personally have excelled exponentially when I stopped giving a fuck about every single thing that happened. All right. You have too much anxiety. When you're trying to build a business, when you're trying to achieve a goal and you're constantly worried, oh my gosh, what if this doesn't work? What if I try this thing and it doesn't happen? And what if I don't have enough money at the end of the month to pay my bills? Bro, you can't do it. You have to calm the fuck down. Okay? Understand that. You need to calm the fuck down. All right? You're too worried all the time. And I'll tell you about a story. Once I had this mentor, and I'm still kind of good friends with him today, but I don't talk to him as often as I used to. He runs like a 7-8 figure marketing agency. And I remember we went to the gym one time. This was about a year and a half ago. And I was walking around in circles and I couldn't get we got a pre-workout, the ones they have at the gym. And we were sitting down at the table, or he was sitting at one of the tables in the front of the gym. And, I was just kind of walking around, pacing back and forth, trying to open up the pre-workout. I couldn't get the little seal off of it. And I was getting agitated at it. And my buddy, my mentor, he just looked at me and was like, yo, sit down. Chill the fuck out. It's okay. And he told me, he kind of told me his story. All right. And he made it clear that where I'm at right now, I'm in my 4th year in business. I am way further ahead than he was in his 4th year in business. Okay. This guy's 10, 12 years in. Okay. He's been doing this for a long time. And he told me, he said, bro, everything's okay. And you have to understand that nobody's going to die. The world's not going to end. Worst case scenario, you do the business thing, you work on the goal, you don't get there, and that's it. You at least tried. That's the failure. I had a friend of mine say this the other day. People will say I don't know how you have a job. What if it fails? He works in real estate. What if, how do you do that? What if you fail? And he told me, he said, in that situation, he will say, my failure is living your life. That is what he says to people. If I fail, I will just go and live the life that you're living, which means at least I'm trying. You have to try. You have to put the work in, and you can't put the work in when you're constantly worried about the results. I've done this over and over and over again, and I've had to teach this out of myself, and I've also had to teach this out of my employees as well, because I've had some of them, I had this one employee where he was so worried about the results, and he was freaking out about it was a sales guy, so he was working on a commission basis, and he was so worried about we had gotten this one deal in the pipeline. He was so worried about it closing, and I was like, dude, you don't know if it's going to close. Relax, just relax. There's plenty of other deals out there. There's plenty of opportunity. You have to relax. There's no need to be so anxious all the time. Okay, just breathe. Just be present in the moment. It's hard to grow a business when you're constantly worried about, okay, well, if I try this new thing, then this will work. And then, okay, that didn't work for a week. And then I'm going to try this other thing. And then I'm going to try this other thing over here. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to go back to this. And then maybe I'll just switch business models because it didn't work for me. You're constantly going around in circles and you're not getting anything done. Okay. And the thing is, you will just continue to go around in circles for years. I did this, by the way. I did this for my first year and a half in business. I went around in circles, around and around in circles. And instead of just focusing on one thing, getting good at it, and then scaling it. That's all it takes. That's really all it takes. But the problem is you want to try out 50 different things instead of just focusing on the one. And then you're worried all the time. It's like, oh my God, I don't have enough money. And, what if the rent's due and I got this thing going on with some friends in my regular day life? What about the new TV show that's coming out? Oh my God, bro, the new Spider-Man. You're worried about too many things. Like, not only is it just business related, but it is also bullshit related because you spend so much time like scrolling on Instagram and watching TV and just being a part of mindless NPC behavior. Okay. Instant gratification. Of course you're so anxious because your brain doesn't have any time to rest. Okay. Right now it is 12 o'clock on a Sunday. All right. I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. I started working on my ad campaign right away. Like, I didn't even get on my phone. I woke up, came and sat down, started working on an ad campaign for like an hour. Then when I was done, I recorded 3 pieces of content. Then I went to the gym. Then I came back home, got the stuff out the refrigerator to meal prep, or the freezer to thaw off for meal prep, got my protein in, and then I came and sat back down and recorded another piece of content. Okay? I will be uploading multiple pieces of content today. All the work that I've done today. All right? You know why I'm able to do this? Because I didn't go out drinking last night. Because I wasn't scrolling on Instagram till 3 o'clock in the morning watching motivational TikToks. Because I went to bed at a decent time. Because I eat healthy foods. All right? When you remove the junk from your body, you are able to produce better results. Okay? If you had a factory and that factory was supposed to produce gold bars, but you were putting, I don't remember what the metal is called, but the fool's gold metal into the factory, or any other metal into the factory, you are not going to produce gold bars. If you don't put the right metal in the factory, it's not going to produce gold. So what the fuck makes you think you can eat Taco Bell 7 days a week and then be productive and be focused? You can't. That's where your anxiety stems from. Like, on a deeper level, like, your anxiety stems from, anxiety is a perceived anxiety is a perceived abundance of options. Okay. You have an abundance of options because you allow options into your life. Because on the way home from work, instead of I'm going to go home and eat my meal prep, it's what fast food restaurant should I stop at? See how you now have all these thoughts going on, and then you get anxious like out of nowhere because you're thinking about 7 different places to stop at. More importantly, the food you're eating is full of bullshit too. So it's not good for you. It doesn't make you feel good. And so you're fucking up your brain anyway, which means it gives you more room to be even more anxious. And then when it's time to sit down and work on that fucking business, you're worried. You're freaking out. You're stressed. You're tired. You're in a brain fog. Okay? Because you don't put the right things in the factory, bro. So you have to do that stuff. That is like a non-negotiable. Okay? Self-improvement is the baseline to building anything great. All right? Like, I'm serious. If you don't have some self-improvement in your life, all right? It doesn't have to be crazy. If you don't at least go to the gym, read books, and that's it. Like, literally, if you just don't do those 2 things and get some sunlight, like, your life quality is worse. I remember what my life felt like when I stayed inside and played video games and jerked off all day. I know what my life feels like now. My room is clean. My desk is clean. My office is clean. I have nothing to do the rest of the day except record content. I'm going to sit here and record content the rest of the day. Then I'm going to go meal prep. I already went to the gym. My life feels great. My life feels good because I'm living. You're not living. And the reason that you're not living, because you're not living is why you're so anxious all the time. So that's the first thing. You need to remove the bullshit out of your life. Then you need to calm the fuck down. Like, really, really think about it. All right. You only have a certain amount of fucks and you just give them out all over the place. Like, right now, like, really think about this. There is probably something that you think about that has nothing to do with anything related remotely to your success that you think about on a regular daily basis. And I guarantee you there's probably a chance one thing popped up in your head and you're like, I don't even think about that one that much. And then you thought about something else. Even though that first thing that you think about all the time is probably the fucking thing that's ruining you the most. It's probably some traumatic experience. It's probably some shitty moment. It's probably this idea that, maybe you don't make a lot of money or you're on the poorer side, you have a shitty job and you don't know if you can pay your rent next month. That is a really bad thing to go into business with. You need to heal that. You need to accept that. You need to understand that money is not this crazy oh my God, end all be all the world's. It's a tool. Money is a tool that helps you. Okay. And when you think about things abundantly, you can't ever catch money. You're never going to catch money. While you're watching this video right now, there are billions of dollars that are moving through the world right now. You aren't going to catch it. You cannot catch money. You can let money come to you. And that comes with groundness. Your attachment to the little things in life, like your rent and your dog and your family. And you're so worried about these things. Those attachments are what's holding you back. Do you understand? You are so attached to shit that doesn't matter. I'll give you another example. My phone has been on D&D for 4 years. There's a reason for that, because it takes on average about 15 minutes to get back into flow state after you've been distracted. My phone's been on D&D for 4 years. And the reason for that is because if I get a text message in the middle of my work and get distracted, it could pull me off course for hours. Okay? Think about it. When was the last time you got a text message and then your friend called you and then you and your friend had a conversation and then you and your friend wanted to go get lunch together and now all of a sudden you're at lunch? What happened to the work day, bro? I've had my phone off for 4 years. I'm going to tell you something, bro. I have never, ever, one time needed to pick up the phone. There's never, ever been an emergency. That was my original, why should I put my phone on D&D? There has never one time in the 4 years that my phone has been on D&D that I have missed a very important call. Nothing has mattered that much. And if it was truly an emergency, the person should have called 911. You have to stop caring so much about every little thing that happens. Breathe, eat better, consume better shit. All right. Heal the pain. Change your perception, change your beliefs. You can only operate. You have beliefs and you operate up to the limit of those beliefs. If you believe that you are not a morning person, you will only be able to operate until you have to be a morning person. Understand, there are people that for years will stay stuck because they believe that they have to go out on the weekends instead of spending that time working on their business. You will be stuck in that same fucking job if you do not stop and take time to work on the business. And if you're free on the weekends, spend time on the weekends working on the business. There is no excuse. But because you have this belief in your head that the weekend is the time off and I have to go out and experience life, you will operate until that belief, you hit that belief, and then you will not operate past it. If you remove that belief, the weekend is just the sixth and seventh day in a pattern of days in the calendar, and you use those days productively, you can get further ahead than 99% of people. But you're anxious. You're so worried about every little thing that happens. I got to make sure I don't know. It's just stupid shit. It's your friend's birthday party that you knew from high school or elementary school. And he's like, dude, you got to come out for my birthday. And you're like, I got to make this guy happy. And I got to go out to his birthday party. Who gives a fuck, bro? Honestly, if it was between going to that friend's birthday party or scaling the business, which one would you choose? And you have to start saying no to stuff. And that doesn't just mean friends. That also means activities that you find fun. It's not, I'm telling you, bro, look, this whole building a business thing or whatever and trying to be great, it's not fun. It's not. You can make it fun. I'm having fun right now. But it's not fun. Understand that. It's not the textbook definition of fun. You have to cut that crap out of your life. And what's funny is once you start to do that, your brain gets used to getting higher quality dopamine hits. And so it only wants to do the shit that gives it higher quality dopamine hits. Right now, I'm recording this YouTube video. I'm getting a dopamine hit from recording this YouTube video. Okay. I used to get the dopamine hit of watching TV or scrolling on Instagram on Sundays. I know that if I were to go do that right now, I would not feel as satisfied as I do right now. Stop being so fucking anxious. Breathe. Breathe. Realize that everything's going to be okay. Work on something and do it for a long period of time. And at some point, you'll get good at it. And once you get good at it, you'll make a fuck ton of money. And I want to make one more point too, because I forgot to talk about this. When you have this needy behavior, this scarcity mindset, and you go into a sales conversation and you try to sell your service, people aren't going to want to buy because they can feel it from you. They can feel that you need the money. If you need the money, then you can't be good at your job. Same thing with your videos on YouTube or Instagram if you make content. All right. When you have this neediness energy, please buy from me. People don't want to buy from you. All right. I haven't talked about my service one time because I don't need people to buy from me. If you want to, that's cool. But like, I'm not going to sit here and beg you to buy my service. I mean, it's one thing to plug yourself, right? But on the other hand, like, you can feel it in people's energy. You can feel it in people's energy when they really need your approval, and you can feel it when they're being truthful and honest and raw. And I hope that in this video, I've been raw to you and I've given you enough of a pep talk for you to actually go and fucking take action and stop worrying about things so much. Because at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal.